Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Ramo Rajamani Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Bihata Nishacharachamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha. Ramannasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chittalaya Sada Bhavatu Me Bho Rama Mamuddhara. Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahma Vidwaram. Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram. Hari Om. We'll chant together from the 9th verse. Yajñarthat karmanonyatra lokoyam karma bandhanaha tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangas samachara saha yajñah praja sruštva purovacha prajapatihi anena prasavishyadvam eshavostvishta madhuka devan bhavayatanena te deva bhavayantu vaha parasparam bhavayantah shreyah paramavapsyatha ishtan bhogan hivo devaha dasyante yajna bhavitaha tairdattana pradayebhyah yo bhunkte stena eva saha yajna shishtashinas santah muchyante sarva kilbishaihi bhunjate te tvagam papaha ye pachantyatma karanat. Bhagwan Krishna is elaborating about two main themes under Karma Yoga. The 4th verse, Bhagwan mentioned two perspectives about karma or Karma Yoga. Bhagwan said, Arjuna, this karma is very subtle, very tricky. We have to appreciate it in the right way and know how to go through this karma with a cheerful mind. So what are the two perspectives? One, Bhagwan said, Arjuna, don't drop karma. Dropping karma is not an option. Second perspective he gave was, don't get caught up also in karma. Getting caught up meaning, don't get so involved in karma that we get so stressed out about doing that thing. The sweet balance between both of that is the teaching of Karma Yoga. Don't drop karma. That is one side of the teaching. And Bhagwan explained from verse number 5 to verse number 8, why is he saying one should not drop karma? Okay, all different perspectives Bhagwan brought. the main thing there was, even for us to sustain this physical body, Bhagwan said we need karma, and karma is continuously going on no matter what. We might drop one karma, but we will have to end up doing some other karma. And whatever was our, concern in dropping that one karma, Bhagwan says by dropping it, it is not going to get solved. Second karma, same thing will be waiting for us there. So best way is to remove that option from our mind that you cannot just drop karma. At the same time, knowing this fact very well, that we don't have a choice but to do karma, Bhagwan is giving us a perspective where he says, if you are able to hold on to these key points, then we'll be able to go through that action, go through that duty in our life with a cheerful mind. So that portion Bhagwan started elaborating from the ninth verse onwards. 5th to 8th verse, he said why one should not drop karma. 9th verse onwards, he is elaborating how can we be in this world yet not get affected by this world. How can we live in our own family life, in our own work life, amidst people, but still not get affected by any experience. And Bhagwan is telling Arjuna, you have learned so many things in life. Everything has been an art. Right? You are so skilled, so powerful. Bhagwan says Karma Yoga also is an art. Right? Which we can learn and appreciate, but most importantly, benefit from this in our life. So the main teaching Bhagwan is giving now in the 3rd chapter with regards to Karma Yoga, that teaching was, Arjuna, try to dissolve your individual sankalpa in samashti sankalpa. Dissolve your individual goals, individual opinions into totality. In the well-being of that totality is our own individual well-being. Okay, and the totality you can start with smaller groups, family, bigger groups, work, whichever totality we want to expand it to. But Bhagwan is telling over here, this Karma Yoga Bhava, this works mainly when we think more about what I can give, and in that we realize we have gotten back much more. If we flip it around, then we'll get more stressed. Meaning, if I keep thinking, what will I get? Or what have I gotten? Right? So when attention is more on individual, Bhagwan says that is what brings lot of bandhana. That is what brings lot of bondage. But if attention is on what I can give, then no matter what experience comes in and through that, this sadhaka is very cheerful, very happy. And Bhagwan gives this assurance that if we are working with Karma Yoga Bhava, whatever we need in our life to be happy, Bhagwan says, I will provide it. I will provide it through the people around. I will provide it through different material objects. All of that will come. Right? What is true prosperity? Bhagwan says this is the secret for that. Don't demand anything as a result. Give everything, whatever we want back as a result. Bhagwan says to bring it back to us is his responsibility. Okay, these shlokas, we should again and again reflect back. Yajna shishtasana santaha muchyante sarva kilbishaihi bhunjate te tvagam papaha ye pachanti atma karanat. 13th verse. Bhagwan said, those who are only focused about their own needs, So they will not be happy. Okay. He's just putting it in other words. Bhunjate te tu agham papaha. Who are just cooking for themselves. It's not literal cooking. Huh? It is mainly referring to thinking about only our own needs. Now Bhagwan is bringing another very beautiful concept. He says, Arjuna, you are familiar with different type of music, different type of swara. There is one swara, there is one music of this entire creation. In that rhythm, each and everything of this creation is functioning. If you can tune with that rhythm, tune with that swara, everything is okay in life. Okay, what is this swara? Bhagwan says the swara of swaha. Swaha means sacrificing, letting go of individual preferences. He says that is the swara with which this entire creation functions. When it comes to creation, it is mainly about each and every element of this creation is involved in giving. It gets back, no doubt, but it doesn't keep anything for itself. So as though Bhagwan is giving an example, 12th and 13th verse it described that one should give back whatever they have received. And now again he is bringing another perspective where he says, look at this entire creation, how I have created it. The sun which is there, sun is doing swaha of its heat. That heat is being received by the ocean. That ocean doesn't keep that heat with itself. It again gives back its water. That water, space accommodates, that water and the vapor. The clouds that are formed, they are not again stationary in one place. The clouds offer themselves to the wind. The wind doesn't keep it with itself. It brings it to the shore in the form of rains. That rain is doing swaha of its water. And this earth which is there, it is accepting that water, but not keeping anything with itself. Whatever is hidden in the form of crops, whatever is hidden in the form of trees and plants and vegetation, that is again given back to this world by that earth. With this annam, with this crop which has come, all human beings, animals, everybody survives. But what happens, unfortunately, Arjuna, the chain which I have made of this swaha, every element which is doing this yajna with the thought of giving, it is doing its duty with the thought of giving. Unfortunately, this chain gets broken when it comes to human beings. Then Bhagwan says one should not break this chain. We should be a link in that chain. What is the link? We should also give back with this yajna buddhi. Give back to Mother Nature, but also do all our karmas with this idea that what can I give? This particular set of verses has been reflected in several ways. This was just a very general introduction. That every element of creation is working with a sense of sacrifice, with a sense of giving. We as human beings have this responsibility that we are part of this creation. We should also live our life with this spirit of giving. And one more thing we should always remember, as individuals, we can never be separated from the total. Right? In the well-being of the totality lies our own well-being. In the well-being of our family lies our own well-being. Well-being of our group or company, wherever we work, lies our own well-being. But Bhagwan says, The secret for that is not expecting the totality to change. Secret for that is we doing our work sincerely with this Karma Yoga Buddhi. Let us read these verses, then again we can reflect on this thought flow. 14th verse. Annad bhavanti bhutani, annad bhavanti bhutani, parjanyadanna sambhavah, parjanyadanna sambhavah, yajñād bhavati parjanyah, yajñād bhavati parjanyah, yajñah karma samudbhavah, yajñah karma samudbhavah, karma brahmodbhavam vidhi, karma brahmodbhavam vidhi, brahmakshara samudbhavam, brahmakshara samudbhavam, tasmat sarvagatam brahma, tasmat sarvagatam brahma, nityam yajne pratishtitam, nityam yajne pratishtitam. Now there are two layers of meanings to these verses. The first layer is a traditional layer. Okay, so first we will appreciate what is the traditional meaning of this verse. And the compassion and grace of Puja Gurudev is such that he has given us the second layer of the meaning. Okay, that second layer is more of a sadhana layer. Both we should appreciate, both we should be very thorough in. Okay, so what is the traditional meaning that we will see now? Look at the verse, 14th verse. Bhagwan is pointing out the chain or the cycle in which this entire creation is bound, in which this entire creation runs by this cycle that Bhagwan is elaborating. But he's starting from bottom to top, okay, not top down. He's starting with where did all these beings come from? What is our body made out of? What is the raw material for this entire living creation? Bhagwan says the raw material of all our physical bodies is food that we eat. So the first quarter is Annad Bhavanti Bhutani. Whatever body we have, doesn't matter if it is, some animal, tree, all physical bodies, human beings, it is made up of modification of food. So Annad Bhavanti Bhutani. But where did this annam come from? Okay, where did this food come from? Parjanyat Anna Sambhava. This food came from Mother Earth, but it was made possible only because of rain. If rain is there, Mother Earth doesn't even ask us. She will just give without even us asking. It's so nice to see these mountains, which are there in this area. When it is summertime, everything is brown, couple of showers, and then, suddenly you see this mountain caps all green. So where did this annam come from? It came from these rains. Parjanyat Anna Sambhava. Traditional meaning, don't mix up traditional and sadhana meaning. Each one has its own power. Each one we should appreciate thoroughly. Now, where did rain come from? Yajñād bhavati parjanyah. So this is a traditional shraddha, traditional faith, that as a result of the homa that we do over here, the yajñas that we do over here, the ahutis which are offered with lot of shraddha, and the people doing the yajna are following lot of disciplines. If that is done, through that yajna, rains are attained. As a result of that yajna which is done over here. We saw in Ramayana the purity of Dashrath Maharaj and Janak Maharaj. They are the yajmans doing that yajna, The Kula Guru who is doing or performing it on their behalf is Vasishta Maharshi, Vishwamitra Rishi, and Shatananji Maharaj. All devatas took, a manifest form to accept their ahutis. So we should not have this doubt that can yajna bring rain? He said, why not? If Vedas have said it, what is the harm in accepting it? Now there are questions somebody might ask. They might say, there are countries where yajnas don't happen. How do they get rains? Right? Yajna, you say, is going to bring rain. Most yajnas I have seen happen only in Bharat Desha. Most yajnas that too done very well, it happens only in so few places. So how does rain come in other places? We say all boundaries we humans only have drawn. Okay, this is Bharat Desha, this is some other Desha, this is some other Desha. You look at it from earth standpoint, you look at it from 5 element standpoint. There is no difference in the space of Bharat Desha and the space of some other Desha. There is no difference in the fire element in one country and fire element in another country. So that doubt we should not have, that if yajna is done somewhere, how can result come somewhere else? There is no logic to prove it otherwise. We say because Upanishads say, because Shastras say, that is our pramana, and Bhagavan Shankaracharya has quoted Manusmriti over here. Traditional meaning, if you want to appreciate, this is one way to look at it. There is no logic to prove that if yajna is done in one place, the result of it is experienced only above their head. Right? The bhava is, may this result be attained to everybody. So they say result of this yajna is parjanya. Yajnat bhavati parjanya. Where did this yajna come from? Yajna karma samudbhava. Whatever yajna, ahutis they are putting in that fire, that is done very well. It is done with this right rituals, the right methods. It is actually being performed, not just in the mind thinking that we will do yajna. He says no. Yajna karma samudbhava. According to the Vedic traditions, they are being followed. Now, where did these traditions come from? Where did the right and the not right methods of doing that yajna, where did these injunctions come from? Karma brahmodbhavam vidhi. So Brahma word over here refers to Vedas. Okay, Brahma is not Nirguna Brahma or Saguna Brahma. Word Brahma is referring to Vedas over here. So Bhagavan says this injunctions of doing the right kind of karma for that yajna came from the Vedas. Karma brahmodbhavam vidhi, Brahma akshara samudbhavam. Where did the Vedas come from? Brahma word is going with Vedas. So that Veda has come from Akshara, which is Bhagavan. Akshara word over here refers to Bhagavan. The Vedas are the breath of Bhagavan. They have emerged from him and they reside in him. He is not creator of Vedas. He is the substratum of Vedas. Brahma Akshara Samudbhava. We should be very careful. Brahma Shabda doesn't refer to Saguna or Nirguna Brahma. Brahma Shabda here refers to Vedas. These Vedas have come from Bhagavan. They have emerged from Bhagavan. Tasmat Sarvagatam Brahma Nityam Yajne Pratishtitam. Therefore, O Arjuna, these injunctions of Vedas, they pervade each and everything of this creation, each and every act that we do. Therefore, one should always be doing this act of sacrifice. Nityam yajne pratishtitam. In the traditional meaning, it would be, don't neglect this karma of doing this physical yajna. Why it brings rains? It has lot of good effects. Okay. Now this meaning, if somebody is not fully convinced about, okay, look at Gurudev's compassion. He knew that for us to appreciate this meaning, it's very difficult in Kali Yuga. He said, how can offering ahuti here bring rain? That, is only lack of our own shraddha, which is okay. So the second meaning is given, second layer of the meaning, which is also a very beautiful perspective to look at the same two mantras. We don't have to mix up the meanings. Traditional meaning you keep as it is. Now let us look at what is the sadhana meaning of this. So Puja Gurudev says annam, right? What we are looking for. This is the enjoyable profit. Whenever some work is done, what is the end goal that we are looking for? This enjoyable profit is called as annam. How did this annam come? Annad bhavati bhutani. All these human beings, they are going to enjoy this annam. But how did this annam come from? Parjanyat anna sambhava. This annam, the productive potential, or you say, the enjoyable profit which is there, that came about from conducive situation, conducive environment for that particular result. Parjanyat anna sambhava. So parjanya is referring to essential conditions or the conducive environment needed for that particular result. How did that condition come about? Just like when clouds gather, now it's all conducive to rain shower. But how did that conducive situation come about? Yajnat bhavati parjanya. You see, it was not randomly attained. This yajna bhava came about when group of people got together. They decided to sync their individual preferences and work towards a common goal. I'm just using Gurudev's words, verbatim. He says, when group of people got together, not just anyhow, by doing swaha. Swaha is syncing their individual preferences for a common goal. That is how this parjanya, these essential conditions, conducive atmosphere, that was attained. Yajnaha karma samudbhava. Now, how did this, yajna bhava, knowledge of karma, karma yoga, how was it attained? How did this yajna bhava come? This yajna bhava came because every person had this thought in their mind that I should work with this karma yoga buddhi. That is this quarter, yajnaha karma samudbhava. This yajna came together because of this karma yoga buddhi. But they actually implemented it. Yajna can never happen only by thinking about it. When the time came of syncing their differences, they actually did it. Otherwise, that difference remains. I know I should do karma yoga, but when a situation comes, I will hold on to what I want to hold on. But here Bhagavan says, karma samudbhava, they have actually performed it. Now, where did this karma yoga buddhi come from? Who told them that one should live their life with karma yoga buddhi? Who told them that we should live with this spirit of sacrifice? Karma brahmodbhavam viddhi. This karma yoga buddhi and the injunction to do this karma, injunction to live our life according to karma yoga, that injunction also came from Vedas. Now, within Vedas, you can include all branches, all the rivers which emerge from the source of Vedas. It includes Bhagavad Gita, it includes Ramayana, it includes Bhagavatam, all Prakarana Granthas, words of Mahatmas, lives of Mahatmas. All of them have their source in Vedas. That's why that quarter is there. Karma Brahmodbhavam Vidhi. Know that this Karma Yoga Bhava, Karma Yoga Buddhi has emerged from Vedas. And again, the later part is the same. Brahma Akshara Samudbhava. These Vedas have emerged from Bhagavan. Therefore, O Arjuna, look at the greatness of Karma Yoga. If you are living your life according to this injunction, if you are living your life by dissolving your individual preferences, you are living a life according to Bhagwan's will. We are constantly tuned with Bhagwan's will if we are able to practice this. Second line is the same. Tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yajne pratishtitam. Nityam yajne means nityam karma yoge pratishtitam. Arjuna, it's a great life, something which is very unexplored, life of surrender, life of tuning more with Bhagwan's will. Okay. So this is the sadhana, second layer of the meaning. The first one was a traditional meaning. You offer ahutis, that is the meaning of yajna, and then you will get the result as rains. But second layer of the meaning is offer ahutis of individual likes and dislikes, individual preferences. That group will get the shower of happiness in life, and that group can attain whatever they want to attain as their goal. So that Parjanya is conducive atmosphere. And the result of that is enjoyable profit. Not any profit, that which all of us can benefit, all of us can be happy with. All of you might have experienced this, right? Whenever you might have gone to your friend's house, some relative's house. Now you see all of them who are there working with so much of coordination. If you see, that everybody appreciates each other's presence. They are not living as, 4 different families together, but 4 families living as one family together. Now just going there, spending some time and coming back, you feel rejuvenated. What was that rejuvenation there? We showered in this Parjanya. That Parjanya in the form of happiness, Parjanya in the form of acceptance. Even looking at that, we feel so happy, we feel so inspired. And now Gurudev is to apply this in all situations. One was in family life. He would say, if you want Parjanya in your family, if you want Annam, everybody being happy, everybody attaining whatever they want to attain, whatever their goals are. We need to make sure that from our side, we are putting forth this ahuti of, our own individual preferences and making sure everybody stays together. Many a times what happens is, whenever we read this Karma Yoga description, we feel this is what we want from others. Others should be working with this Swaha Buddhi. Others should be, doing this offering of their individual preferences. Whenever this thought comes, we should go back to second chapter and read that verse which Bhagavan has given us as the primary words of Karma Yoga. What did Bhagavan say there? Karmani eva adhikara ma phaleshu kadachan. Expecting everybody to be working with Karma Yoga Buddhi, Bhagavan says that falls under result. It is good to expect that way, but we have no control Therefore, it is better we don't insist. But whether I have to work with Karma Yoga Buddhi or not, Bhagavan says, in that you have full adhikar. Karmani eva adhikar. In that alone we have adhikar. But Bhagavan also says, if you do that, don't get overly anxious about the surrounding. To bring about the appropriate changes, that is up to me. Leave something for me also to do. Right? If everything Jiva only does, Bhagavan says, what is my role? Right? So outside of us as individual, whatever results we are expecting, it is good to work towards that. Nobody says don't work towards it. Everybody wants each other in the family to be understanding. Right? So it is good to have that expectation, good to have that goal, but not insist on that goal. Okay. More I read Karma Yoga, I feel it is something we have to experiment and find out. If it works, thank Bhagavan Krishna. If it doesn't work, then also you take your complaint to Bhagavan Krishna only, because his words only we are trying to understand. Right? There is one story which I'm sure all of you have heard. But the story is not important. The message which is there can be reflected in several ways. So we'll try to reflect on that and then see what is the message in this context. This is the story of that titiba bird. One small bird was there. Father bird, mother bird, both of them. This mother bird was getting ready to lay its eggs. And this titiba, father titiba, he said, you don't worry, you lay your eggs on the shore of this ocean, I will take care. Because this mother bird had asked, what is a good place to lay this eggs? Shore of the ocean is very good, you lay there, I will take care. The moment this mother titiba, she laid the eggs, one wave came and took away all the eggs. This mother was so sad, looked at this father titiba and said, every time you say this, I will take care, and you don't do anything, everything falls apart at some point. His father titiba said, you don't worry, I have said I will take care, means I will take care. He said, what are you going to do? His father titiba said, you see that twig over there? This twig I will put in my mouth, dip this twig in that ocean, and drop by drop, I'm going to dry up this ocean. You don't worry, I will take care. This mother titiba, she must have said something, you always do this. But looking at her husband work so sincerely, he was not getting agitated, quietly listening to whatever she's saying, and just doing his work. Every drop he takes brings it out. Every drop he takes brings it out. Mother titiba also started doing it. She took that twig, dipped it, got it out. Family members were there. Titiba family. One by one they came. They say, Mr. and Mrs. Titiba, what are you doing? They said, we are drying the ocean. Say, why? Our eggs have been taken by this ocean. Now everybody giving expert advice. Why did you have to lay here? What did you, think about it? And you should not have done this. He said, we know all of that. Whatever has happened has happened. Now what is in our hand, that we are doing. Looking at both of them, so pure, so sincere, all titiba start drying the ocean. How are they doing it? One twig, taking it in a very synchronous manner, bringing it to the shore, leaving it aside. Now this has been going on for days. Naradji sees them. He says, these little birds, and heart of a saint, it's softer than butter. It melts very quickly. Naradji sees that and straight away goes to Garud Bhagwan. He says, Garudji, what are you doing here in Vaikuntha Loka? Do you know what is happening there on earth? Garudji says, what is happening? No, I did not, something is happening and I don't know. He says, your own family, bird family, they are in so much trouble. And you being their king, Garud Bhagwan is king of birds. You don't even know what is happening there. He says, what is happening? Those little titibas are drying that ocean and they're getting exhausted. Little birds, how long will they go on doing that? He says, I will dry up the entire ocean with my, flap of my wings. If that ocean god, he doesn't give back the eggs, that is my power. Naradji says, what are you waiting here? Go fast. So with, his flapping of the bird, sound of Samaveda, and the power of Garud Bhagwan, Vahana of Lord Vishnu, Pralaya Kala winds, they start blowing. Pralaya means dissolution. At that time, what winds blow, that kind of wind starts blowing. And Samudra Devata wonders, what is happening? My entire waves are rising and it appears as though everything is going to get destroyed. Samudra Devata comes very quickly, folds his hands and says, Garud Bhagwan, why are you so angry? He says, give back the eggs. My titiba family, give back the eggs. Samudra Devata said, that was it. I didn't even know that these eggs were with me. I'll quickly go and find it, bring it right away. And he brings in his platter these eggs and he says, this time I brought it. Next time, please tell your titiba to lay it somewhere else. So much of pralaya, everything has to happen for those small eggs. So he takes it and gives it back to mother and father titiba. With this, the story ends. The father titiba must have told mother titiba, see, I told you, I will take care. Finally, I took care of it. But what is the point of this story? This is a beautiful story. Mahatmas share in different perspectives. One of the things is this: if that mother and father titiba expected everybody else to be part of their project, that would not have worked. Right? They started doing their work sincerely. Looking at them, everybody else got inspired. And least concerned whether others will join or not. And when somebody starts working with this Karma Yoga Buddhi, Bhagwan's attention goes on them. Whether world sees them or not, it doesn't matter actually. Bhagwan says, my devotee has started taking the first step. Now, if those titibas would have sat on the shore complaining, father complaining to mother, mother complaining to father, Naradji's attention would not have gone. Even if it had gone, he would not have gone to Garud Bhagwan. This is the power of individual karma yogi. I mean, they're doing for a higher goal, but the main gain in karma yoga is not outside. A true karma yogi feels that my life, Bhagwan has taken care of. Whatever was needed, he ensured that it came to us, not only for them, he said everybody else whom I was concerned about. Right? So even for family, Bhagwan says if one person can be sincere karma yogi, I will take care of yoga kshema of that entire needs of that sadhaka, which includes family also. Right? So this connection, we should always remember that one titiba working can invoke the grace of Bhagwan on everybody. Okay, this was that titiba story, a very beautiful one for Karma Yoga Siddhanta, how it should form this entire chain. And now you can look at it in other places also, wherever in Ramayana this prasanga has come. Currently, we are seeing that prasanga of Sitaji's Vivaha, Bhagwan Rama and Sitaji's Vivaha. In that prasanga, everybody is so happy, so joyous. It is not that there were no differences that must have come in between them. Goswamiji has not listed it. But what he's pointing out there is, if somebody can have a higher goal, higher altar, in that they are doing swaha of their individual preferences, they say the whole group, they will be rejoicing, they will be happy. By this individual swaha, benefit is gained for everybody. And if somebody breaks that chain, that person himself will be unhappy, no doubt. But also, the repercussions of that will be felt for everybody. Okay, so our job is to only be that strong link in that change, not worry about changing everybody else to become karma yogis. Bhagavan said that is my job. Right? Adhikara and karma we should do. Changing everybody, giving result, Bhagavan will do. Okay. So this was that chain. More we will reflect in the next session and continue on this topic. With this, Bhagavan is concluding now. What he started from 9th verse all the way until 16th verse, he said, Arjuna, how should we act in this world? How should we act without getting caught in this world, without getting stressed in this world? That elaboration was from 9th to 16th verse. 5th to 8th verse, he said, why dropping action is not an option. We discussed this in the beginning of the class. 9th through 16th verse is telling about how to do action, how to be in this world. Like that, drop on the lotus leaf, not getting affected by that. That leaf doesn't get affected by that drop. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. We had initially announced that we'll open our classes for in-person after President's Day. But we thought next weekend is Shivaratri. We'll take Bhagwan's blessings and then open in-person classes after that. So hopefully we don't have to ever go back for online format after that. We'll pray, invoke Bhagwan's grace. That is when we are formally opening also for other activities. So you'll hear more announcements. Please do stay back. But in-person classes will resume after Shivaratri.